We are really happy to have a guest choir from San Francisco, and not just any choir, the Calling All Choir from San Francisco, wonderful community choir, non-auditioned, just as we are. And they're going to be in the second half. We'll be in the first half, and we'll have a special guest artist at the start of the second half also. So before we get to all the wonderful music, though, I want to just give a heads up to why we're here and who we're supporting. And we're doing this concert as a benefit for the Grange Farm School. And a wonderful organization dedicated to creating and educating the next generation of farmers that we desperately need in our country. And I'm going to let Ruthie King introduce the farm school and say just a little bit about it to you and to all our visitors from San Francisco too. I think you'll be interested to hear about this wonderful program. So Ruthie.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It just warms my heart to see this whole Grange building packed full of people, and I can't wait to hear it packed full of voices, too. Like Don said, my name is Ruthie King. I'm the Director of Operations at the Grange Farm School. And the Grange Farm School is a project of the North Coast Opportunities and Little Lake Grange. So the Grange is a fraternal organization that started in 1867 after the Civil War. It was started by a group of radical, populist, progressive farmers in rural areas who found a need for a community and a network. And really, they have this lobbying legislative arm, and they were working at first to defend themselves against railroad monopolies who were setting prices and harming farmers. In the first 7 years, 1.5 million people joined this organization in 1867. Back then, in 1867, how did you learn how to become a farmer? You know, it was passed down from generation to generation to generation, and we just don't have that same kind of lineage today that we had back then. When people ask me when did the Grange Farm School start, I say 1867. And this is one of the mottos that inspired me to become a Grange member. So it says, in essentials, unity, in non-essentials, liberty, and in all things, charity. For the Grange Farm School, what do we need to be united on? We need to be able to produce food, a lot of food, in a way that doesn't deplete our resources. That's something I think we can all agree on. We need to eat 3 times a day, and we need to do it so that our grandchildren can continue doing it. The non-essential, this is where it gets interesting. What do we need to have freedom over? We need to have freedom over the way that we do that farming. There's no one right way to do it. And at the Grange Farm School, we don't teach you the one way to grow a tomato or to raise a chicken. We teach the broad spectrum because I think that diversity is really the key to sustainability. So we teach our students that every farmer has a unique fingerprint, and everyone's going to do it differently. And in all things charity, to me, what that means, looking out at this crowd, to be a successful next generation of farmers, we need to know how to give back to our community and how to be really neighborly and networked, and how to focus on singing sometimes, and on supporting people that need help. So that's a big part of it, and it's a big part of what I think farmers need to start working on. So a little short history, in the 2000s, the California State Grange sought to reconnect with agriculture after sort of getting away from the agricultural roots. And in 2013, the State Grange voted to support an agricultural training center, and they chose the proposal put forward by Willits. So 2014, we started developing infrastructure, and last year we held our first 2 groups of students. All right. So the school is on Ridgewood Ranch, 6 miles south of here on the 101. All of you who came from San Francisco drove right past it. It's on a beautiful 5,000-acre ranch. Some people call it the Seabiscuit Ranch because that one horse lived and died there. But more exciting things are happening there now. So it's a beautiful property, as you can see, and the farm school is right there in the center. So we're renting 12 acres on Ridgewood Ranch. All we started with was a 1920s old schoolhouse. We were tearing down the walls, the rotting walls, and acorns came spilling out. A lot of work had to be done on this beautiful house, but we restored it. And we have a campus for our students, hosting up to 10 students at a time. We have a pretty nice carpentry workshop, and the ranch itself is host to a few other really amazing agricultural training programs that we can learn from too. We're managing a 2-acre orchard, 6 acres of a field that we use for crop production and pasturing livestock, and then our campus is 4 acres. So the core of our program at the Grange Farm School is called the Practicum Student Program. The concept behind the Practicum Student Program is that I can go home and I can give you guys a reading list, and you can read as much as you want about sustainable agriculture, but being able to put those concepts into action is how it's really going to sink in and make an impact. So we pair experiential learning on our demonstration farm with this rigorous academic instruction. The way that it looks, it's a 14-week program. Our students live there, and lessons are taught by staff, mentors, farmers. Our students are then guided in field work, and we visit a huge number of farms. So we get to see not only our concept and our method of raising poultry, but we visit a lot of other demonstration farms, or a lot of other farms too. We also host workshops that are open to community members. And our graduates get this really amazing package. They get resources, they get networks, and they get opportunities for launching their career path. So our goal is training the next generation of food producers, which is no easy task. Don alluded to the importance there. I just want to reiterate how important it is that we start, all of us, focusing on this. Over the next 10 years, we need 1 million new farmers to fill the boots of retiring farmers. The average age of the farmer in this country is 58 years old. Land that totals the size of the Louisiana Purchase over the next 20 years is going to change hands. So who do we want to step in to those boots and take over those farms? So our curriculum basically focuses on equipping our students with the core essential tools that they need. We want to equip them with the toolbox to be able to be successful, and the first step is business management. So we teach marketing, record keeping, financing. We also go into crop production with a really strong emphasis on soil science, irrigation practices, tillage practices or no-till practices. This one's near and dear to my heart. We have a pretty intense industrial arts unit where we teach welding and carpentry, plumbing, electricity, engine repair, and finally we cover livestock and animal husbandry. So here we talk about behavior, anatomy, physiology, and we talk about feed and nutrition and housing. So the program is really designed to teach students about a lot of different kinds of farming, grain, fruit, livestock, vegetables, and to get exposed so that they can start to identify, I really connect with that, I really connect with that, I want to do it this way, I really don't want to do it that way. We have found that our graduates are launching these really incredible life paths. This was our first graduating class, summer 2015. Some of them have moved from out of the area to Mendocino County to farm here, which I feel really lucky that we get to live in a county where we're getting all this infusion of new farmers. And we had our second graduating class in the fall of last year. We've gone on to take on jobs in Petaluma, large biodynamic CSA farms, for instance, and to run their own meat goat operations in Anderson Valley. And I'll just leave you with this image because for me it all comes back to the Grange pretty much always. But when I lie in bed at night and I worry about the future of farming and all of the obstacles that we have to face and all of the farmers we need to train and how difficult of a job it is, but what a noble job it is too. I worry about these obstacles until I think about those beginning Grangers, those agrarian, populist, radical, awesome farmers. And I'm inspired by the way that they organized themselves. They were communally minded. They formed cooperative business structures. They formed a network in a community, and that's how they work to support themselves. So I hope that all of you who are interested in learning more about the Grange Farm School will find me at intermission at one of these tables. Really, I hope you enjoy the concert this afternoon. Thank you for coming, and thank you all.